Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Royal. And Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of Syrian truth. Um, yeah. Got this article on France 24 talking about Spain. And it says what? Spain hit by yet another mass protest over rising prices. And yeah, it's kind of like in Europe, I think for like the last, well, yeah, plus Spain's been kind of wilding over their own shit because I think they had, I don't even remember exactly when it was, like maybe year and a half ish ago. They had the what's it called, the issue with what's the area called, man? In Spain, I can't remember, but there was the name escapes me right now, but it was part of Spain. It was a portion of Spain. They were kind of trying to get the independence, and that more or less got suppressed by the government because they were basically trying to split off and be their own country, I believe. So people were kind of kicking up a fuss over it, but it's people in Europe anyway, spiritually been, especially since the what's the word, not lockdown, the yeah, since the lockdowns kind of were in, people have been resisting, and that's kind of endured. Europe people just people out here seem to just kind of be on that, rebelling, kind of just trying to um not really comply. That's been persistent throughout, and now geez, that's a shitload of fucking people. It says tens of thousands of farmers. Fucking oh yeah, there's a shitload of people. Tens of thousands of farmers and others from the countryside warn the Spanish government their lifestyles are in danger. So it says as many as 150,000 farmers, ranchers, and hunters march Sunday. So them, that's guys out in the sticks. And Spain's economy's been dead, been done out since 2007, 2008 crisis. Them man have been washed. They're more or less just kind of kept, afloat by being part of the EU, and Germany basically just kind of just dragging them, kicking and screaming into having an economy, and a lot of it was based off travel, and then that shit got gutted over the course of what's it called, man, of the lockdown. So yeah, it's a wash for these guys, and from when these guys out in the sticks, they were, I don't know, them guys must be bruck as hell. Because, yeah, as many as 150,000 farmers run. Well, even with the Spanish, it's like I know hella people from work, just in and around where I work, where they come from Spain. They work over here, and it's like they'll kind of holiday or uh, go back home. And then, because, yeah, it's a thing where, they ain't really got any means or capability to make money, um, to make money out here. It's peak. They're like in Spain. They're just like it's kind of a wash, especially if they're young. They'll probably be looking to try and come over, study or do something, get a job, and then just kind of try and make it on this side. They ain't really looking. They ain't really expecting to kind of make it otherwise. So it says as many as 150,000 farmers, ranchers, and hunters marched Sunday through Madrid to protest the Spanish centre-left government's failure to tackle soaring prices exacerbated by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Yeah, because that means the fuel's gonna be peak. A bunch of food supply, price, everything's gonna have gone up, and these guys probably were already just about making it. So it says the mass demonstration came a day after thousands of demonstrators, called by far-right Vox Party, um, protested against rising food, energy, and fuel prices, hoisting hoisting Spanish flags and blowing whistles. Demonstrators walked Sunday through the central avenues of the capital, often led by tractors blaring their horns. Slogans stamped on the banners, on protest banners, read "Costs continue to rise" or "We are ranchers on the way to extinction" and "SOS Rural World." I think most farmers, I know in the UK they're subsidized. I think in the US as well, shitload of them are subsidized. Like that's not actually been able to make money since what the fuck are they called, man? It's since the the industrialization post like World War Two of post World War Two of what's it called? Of farming. It's been like thin profit margins or just like making a loss. But I think UK and US they kind of just have it subsidized so that there continue to be at least the possibility to what do you call it? Not even to make money. Yeah, they do it. They subsidize it just so there's a possibility of maintaining the industry. So it says to protest. No, the protest, which government official estimated drew 150,000 people. I ain't surprised. That looked like a fucking absolute shitload of people. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, these men ain't got shit all to do. 150 people was organized by Rural Alliance, which says it represents 10 million people in Spain. This government is a ruin. Fuel is getting more and more expensive, Nora Guzman told AFP from atop a green tractor from Pozuelo de Alarcon on the western outskirts of Madrid. Today is a start for looking for solutions. Pedro Barato, head of Agricultural Employers Association Asaja, told journalists, "Enough is enough. Let the head of the government stop traveling and start acting." Producers complain of rising fuel and fertilizer prices and a time of low profits. Yeah, apparently fertilizers are at an all-time high as well. There's Aqua, so I was thinking maybe do a video on it, just kind of seeing. So I'll check it and see. And it says what they also denounce Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's government for pushing animal welfare regulations that restrict dog breeding or limit hunting. Restrict dog breeding. Today's animals are protected more than people, said Fernando Saez, a farmer from the southern city of Cordoba, accompanied by his hunting dog Sarah. Last year, energy prices soared 72% in Spain. Yes, nuts. And said 72%. One of the highest increases within the EU, and costs have surged higher since Russia invaded. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just gonna go up. When they said, I saw a headline that said in California it's like averaging out to $6 a gallon, which is just woo. It's like $5 a gallon was like the breaking point for a lot of people, bro. It's it's peak. People are gonna be feeling it. Um, Costs have surged higher since Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, in a crisis that comes hot on the heels of the sea pandemic. Last Monday, Spanish lorry drivers declared an open-ended strike over fuel prices, which soon mushroomed into multiple roadblocks and protests, triggering supply chain problems. Yeah, any truckers it's peak. Like you probably you could just gone straight to making a loss, man. That's how peak it is, and it's like these men are just about getting by as is. So boy, whew, that is peak. Second Ezra 15 and 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, and that conflict's gonna increase. People are, hoping for peaceful resolution in Ukraine. They're more, well, the general populace are just kind of like, please, just no more fighting. But as far as first and foremost, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it says what? Exodus 15:3. Uh, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. That's how Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gets down with what? War, conflict. And, you know, these elites, they're looking to utilize these conflicts and these wars to bring about what? They're looking for their new world order. That's what they're trying to make happen. They're not thinking about peace in the thing up. When they're thinking of peace, they're thinking of when they have all everyone basically enslaved under their new regime, their new world order. That's what they're dreaming about. So, the general populace, they're just not aware of what they're seeing and how things are really just not gonna blow over. So it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And yeah, so it's in the midst of an invasion. And it says what? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Yeah. But far as for these leaders, people are just going to be like, yo, what the fuck? And especially when it comes with the fuel's one thing, the food prices, and, the capability to basically maneuver as these things become, people feel more like they're getting strangled, getting by these prices and by how life's, moving. They're just gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? They're gonna give they're gonna give the fuck up. The sedition among men. So it says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah. So that restriction of access. That's the thing is, with I think they got now spring break going on in Miami. They said it's got to such a scale. People are reveling. So it's going so wild. Jake's there as well. I believe they, declared a state of emergency, and it's just gonna be like, hey, yo, they might have to just make it a wash or put in like a what's the word? A not a curfew. That's the one. Put in a curfew. But yeah, that's the thing is, that's just them cutting loose, because they've given the ability to go buck wild. But then when it comes to what people rebelling, it's gonna be like, what happened in Canada where you had the truckers and they just came and said like, yo, you guys are gonna have to move. And then they just, them man just started getting arrested, and then they had to fuck off. You're gonna have, they've already, like, especially in the UK. In the UK, they passed after the, I believe it was, well, I think there was one that was in the works before and one in the works after the Sarah Everard vigil or whatever it was, where the police just came in and started drop kicking, suplexing women. There was a law they were putting in to basically give them more powers against protesters, and I think they did another one after that. I'm not sure if it's through yet, but these laws are basically been put there. So, what in the UK at least, that if because you had people protesting during the lockdown, so it's like now they've got more. They basically can just shift people off easier. And these things are, it's like those are like emergency level powers where it's like, oh, because people say, oh, democracy is the right to protest and blah blah blah, all that shit. Well, okay, now they can just suplex you into the earth and throw you in a cell if if you don't fuck off. That's how great this so-called democracy nonsense is. But that's how simple the people are. They're thinking like, ooh, so great. But yeah, that's, you're going to have that resistance. You're going to have that rebellion continue. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabashim Yashab. Shalom. Kakadash Bakata. Shalom.